Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to James Trent Arena in beautiful Kettering, Ohio, as we start the 21st edition of one of the premier showcases in the country for high school basketball, Flyin to the Hoop. My name is Matt Baker, and my partner for this exciting matchup is Tyler Hodge. The SUV TV is pleased to offer you tonight's contest between the Combine Academy Goats, nationally ranked at number 19, and the Canyon International Scorpions. This opening game event brings two of the region powerhouses to Dayton. Combine Academy is familiar, as in this event going 2-0 last year against Keystone Academy and Lutheran East. Rakis Passmore is back for the Goats, as this Kansas commit is one of the most electrifying dunkers in the country. Passmore is joined by Seton Hall commit Jazim Felton as senior leaders from the guard position. 2026 forward Diallo is another name to watch. Diallo already holds offers from LSU, Rutgers, Virginia Tech, and more. Canyon Academy will bring a ton of size with him. 7'1" David Thakbar is committed to San Diego State, while 6'10" Jovan Milovic is committed to New Mexico. 2027 center stands out also and already holds an offer from Oklahoma State. This game will also be a homecoming for Arizona State commit Amir Ali. Ali moved to the Columbus area when he was 5 and grew up there until the start of his high school career. Tyler, this new Canyon International, the first year this program has been in existence, coming to this premier showcase. Tell me how much this could really set them for their future as they start to build their program.
You know, coming off of a new year, new program, coming into a historic event like this will be a big boost for that school. To be able to say we got a statement winning the Flyin to Hoop would be a huge thing for them, and playing this type of opponent combine, I think would be a big momentum boost going down the road.
Yeah, Combine is well established in their dominance at times during different points in their existence. 18-2 right now, and number 19 in the nation with losses to Dynamic Prep and Faith Family. Interesting enough, Faith Family is actually one of the teams in our game that will follow this one. So for those of you that want to kind of buy into that one, you can see St. Vincent St. Mary and Faith Family next. So bring it to the table is Felton, Seton Hall commit at the point guard position, 6'5". How many times do you see a 6'5" point guard?
Not many times at all. I think I've maybe seen 2. One of them's right now.
Yeah. Paul Jones is also going to be starting. Jayon Walker, we mentioned already, Rakis Passmore, the signed commit to Kansas, and Rivers Knight. So the sophomore gets a lot of playing time, Rivers Knight, because of some injuries to some other people off the bench. You're going to see Diallo and Jabbi and Anderson for Combine Academy. For the Canyon International, coming in their starting lineup is Noah George, which happens to be someone that started this program's son. He kind of wanted to make sure that, his son had an opportunity with to play the best, most competitive basketball. So he said, hey, you know what? I'll just start this thing myself. He went out and got Coach Tony McIntyre. Coach McIntyre actually started a program in Canada, and that's Orangeville. Had great success with that program, but was recruited to come down and start this with a friend of his to make sure that they can play the most competitive ball here in the United States. Amir Ali's the Arizona State commit. He'll also start. John Pitt is going to start for them as well. And then you got Dunkley Distant, and then you've got Milcevic as well. So Milcevic with Thakbar coming off the bench. A little bit of a smaller bench for Canyon International because they have 3 major injuries of people that didn't even make the trip. So, Tyler, one thing we might want to watch is what kind of rotation does Canyon have, and are they able to keep up pace with Combine Academy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's going to go into the favor of Combine having that deep bench, especially with number 23, Diallo, on the bench. You see here it says he has offers from LSU, Rutgers, Mississippi State. That just shows you the kind of depth that this school has. If their bench players have D1 offers, they're coming off the bench and they're playing at a high level like that. So it's always a positive thing for Combine. And one thing Canyon's going to have to match tonight is that depth as well, playing smart, not fouling as much as you don't have to, but not getting into that foul trouble.
I asked Coach Mike Wright, the coach of the Combine Academy Goats, Coach, can you sum up the season in about 30 seconds? We've been successful, he said. We're battling through some injury, which has made their team have to kind of join together and build chemistry, especially in that locker room, a lot quicker than they expected in this young part of the season. And I said, what's that going to do for your play tonight? I said, you're going to slow it down, maybe grind it out. He said, nope, complete opposite. We're going to speed it up. We want to play through our guards. So, Tyler, when you look at the potential to have to change up your style of play because of injuries, how do you think the Combine Academy is going to deal with it differently when they have to play through the guards rather than trying to feed the beasts in the middle, if you will?
They're going to have to trust on themselves, and really just have the flow of the game come to them. Trust the processes, trust the practice that you go through each day. And they probably had multiple practices here when they've come to Ohio for this. So just go with the game that your coaches have instilled in you and trust the process.
Yeah, and the Canyon International is a very young team, a lot of freshmen, sophomores on the roster, guys that are going to be graduating years from now but have to get playing time right now because out of necessity, whether it's injury or the amount of people that they weren't able to make the trip. So I asked Coach McIntyre, said, what is it that you've seen about your team that is already starting to grow and are starting to learn? And he said, honestly, we're learning how to finish games. We're learning how to be consistent late in the game and make sure that we have an opportunity to win at the end, where even early in their season, they just weren't quite finishing.
Right, and for Canyon, first-year program, you got to talk about chemistry. All of these kids are new to each other probably. They don't know. Maybe some of them have played together. I haven't done the history. But they're all new to this program, so their team's chemistry is just starting and just probably getting to where the coach would like it to. So that's one thing you got to look at for tonight.
And I asked the coach, who do you want to mimic? And I love this answer. He said, we want to run our own race. When you look at Montverde or some of the schools that are prep ones or twos, Lutheran out of New York, Don Nebraska or something like that, he said, we don't want to be those guys. In fact, he said, I don't want to be a high school transfer portal. He said, I want to make sure that we're building our own, we're building it from scratch, but we're doing our own thing. We're in our own lane.
Right, exactly. He wants to look 10 years down the road when the school comes to this Flyin to the Hoop event again and says, look at the dynasty he has built, the legacy that he has put, and built into the program, just like the combines and the faith families and those sorts of things. That's what he wants. He wants that school to be to that level.
And we appreciate all of you that have already tuned in. Tell a friend to come join us here, the SUVTV.com. We're at Kettering, Ohio, Trent Arena. We're at Flyin to the Hoop, sponsored by Beacon Orthopedics. We will take a pause just a moment for the playing of our national anthem.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trent Arena on the campus of Kettering Criminal High School for the 21st annual Beacon Orthopedics Flyin to the Hoop Showcase. We pride ourselves in running a first-class event, and we ask that all players, coaches, and fans to act in a respectful manner throughout the weekend. Thank you.
Where can you turn when you're in pain? Turn where more high school, college, and pro athletes turn. Where your neighbors and weekend warriors turn. Where you'll get immediate access to expert doctors at 13 locations for surgeries, physical therapy, imaging, urgent care, and more. When you're in pain, turn to Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get superior care on your schedule. That's the Beacon difference.
All right, we appreciate you sticking with us during the national anthem. So as they call the lineups, Tyler, again, what'll be interesting to see is just the play of pace in comparison. One, that Coach Wright said he may have to speed it up just a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see how that is responded to by Canyon International. Now, having talked to both these coaches, they mentioned that may be the tempo that they want to have on both sides of the ball. They're going to pressure with defense to cause turnovers, but we want to run and we want to gun.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, he doesn't want to move through his guards as well. So that fast pace will keep him out of that if they get the ball out, keep going up and down. But also with that, he's going to have to see what kind of intensity Canyon comes out with. I don't think we're going to see a lot of set-up offense. I think we're going to see a lot of get out and go, kind of like a track meet type basketball tonight.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I know that both these coaches are interested in not just doing what they're doing here, but also making sure they prepare for their state tournaments and the national tournaments that they're going to play in from now to the rest of the year. So you can't always think that you're going to outrun and gun everybody. You have to be able to have a half-court set offense as well.
Right, for sure. That's one thing that they're going to have to set up. Hopefully one of the schools, Combine Canyon, they get their set defense up, and let's see some ball movement. And Combine's going to have to trust their guards tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see, bring it to the table. I know that there's some people that we'll see off the bench that I was able to watch. People like Miles Sadler, for Canyon International, does a great job off the bench for them. And then coming off the bench is, we said, Anderson, Diallo, and Jabbi for Canyon Academy. So how much is bench play? Maybe something that we're going to have a conversation about as the night goes on. So we're going to get started here with some basketball. Both teams seem to be excited to be here. They know that this is quite a showcase, the 21st edition of Flyin to the Hoop. Again, one of the premier showcases here in the United States of America. To jump for, it looks like number 12 for Canyon is going to be Dunkley Distant. And for the, looks like number 21, Rivers Knight is going to jump for Combine Academy. Oh. Ball immediately to Canyon. Up and in, but missed. With a rebound, Combine comes across the timeline. We'll see if they want to set an offense up here. Quickly driving to the hoop. Number 2 scores for Combine. That's Jones.
Good ball movement there. Good cut, backdoor cut there on Combine.
So diamond press from the beginning, looking to trap. Finds the open man with a quick put in by number 24. That's Milosevic.
As you can see the intensity that's come out in this half right here. I think it's going to be a good game.
A lot of excitement, a lot of energy just to start this. Looks like Paul Jones is going to run your point for Combine Academy as he sets the offense, gets it over to Felton. Felton back to Jones with a long three, outside and good.
Very good shot there. I think that's good form, good ball movement.
He also looked to the bench just to let him know, hey, guess who's arrived?
Might see a lot of that tonight.
Yeah. Ali with a quick pass outside, matching 3 for 3. Milicevic.
I think he might be their momentum type guy.
Yeah, we talked about some energy and the steal going back the other way. Canyon International and bringing it down. Number 12, that's Dunkley Distant. It's the Arizona State commit. That's Ali. Brings pressure on the ball. Two-point attempt, bounces around and goes down.
It's the friendly roll there from the elbow.
That's Walker for 2. Scorpions drop the ball underneath, kicks it back out. Milcevic turns it to Ali. He makes a basket from outside of the arc.
Just that confidence in his shot tonight. That shot was just, he had no doubt that wasn't going to go in. That's one thing you like to see out of your players.
Passmore, the Kansas commit, finds an opening in the lane, drives, switches to the left hand. A smooth put in there for 2.
It's one of them moves, that just made it look too easy.
One of those where you wish, man, I wish I had that guy's talent.
Just one time.
Yeah. So here's Canyon with a set, slowing the ball down just a little bit. Coming out of a box, looks like they're going to put body on body. Ali with the ball. Milcevic off the back of the iron, but the rebound goes to the Scorpions. Ali kicks, wants to drive, finds good defense against him. The overhead pass lands in the hands of,
That was Pitt.
That's Pitt, yep. Dunkley distant to Pitt. He's going to be fouled as he goes up. The ball caroms off the front of the rim, but it'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, Rivers Knight got over there. Good defense, just wasn't quick enough with the hand there, but good ball movement. I think Combine's come out, and I think they're in a 3-2 zone, just trying to keep that big guy down there sealed off.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much zone play we see. Having talked to both coaches, you know, their first goal is to go man-to-man and just beat you one-on-one. But I think both coaches recognize that they could see some zone at some point tonight, especially when you don't know teams really well and you may be outsized in certain. Canyon International definitely brings a ton of size. Combine's no slouch either, but they have a couple people not here that would have helped them at 6'8" and 6'9". So rebound by Canyon. The pass to Pitt, drops it in at Milcevic. He's actually able to put it in with a lot of contact.
Yeah, that was good finishing with the body contact there, right off the glass.
Combine with an errant shot, goes back to International. Canyon tries to get it underneath. Almost out of bounds, but a great save by Dunkley Distant. He gets the ball back from Milcevic, and what a great play underneath.
They're so smooth there. Like I was talking about their chemistry seems to be working pretty good tonight.
Canyon with an early 4-point lead. Combine resets their offense, slows things down just a little bit. And a nice shot there by Passmore.
Very good movement and confidence in him as well. That's the reason why he's going to Kansas.
I think Combine's okay with slowing down just a little bit to get the good shot, and International seems like they want to run, as they did just there. Dunkley Distant with a quick score from the middle of the lane. Felton, the Seton Hall commit, brings the ball up. Passmore with a quick three. It's good. Nice shot.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot from the back.
Combine calls the quick timeout, and with that, we'll take a break. Welcome to Beacon Orthopedic sponsored Flyin to the Hoop.
The walking tree is said to change its entire location in pursuit of sunlight. Where could reinvention take your business? Accenture. Let there be change. Where could reinvention take your business? Accenture. Let there be change.
Welcome back. An exciting first quarter of play. 17-15 is your score right now, with an early lead by Canyon International, but just 2 points is their advantage right now as they bring the ball across the timeline. Dunkley Distance eventually into the hands of Noah George. Ali turns, finds defense on him, so he kicks it back out. Like you said, Combine trying to pack the paint just a little bit. More of a traditional 2-3 zone at this point. Maybe a little matchup. The quick shot off the back of the rim and the rebound to Combine. And they have a new player in for Combine.
That's Jabbi, or Jabbi, however I'm pronouncing it there.
Jabbi.
The seven-footer.
There we go. Quick turnaround, and almost not even looking at the basket. He turns around and throws it down into the hoop.
Yep. Got that sky hook going for him tonight.
Canyon International, the defense has picked up a little bit here for Combine Academy.
Good.
Touched in by Dunkley Distant. And I'll tell you what, it's early in the game. It feels like Dunkley Distant is going to be a part of almost every score in some way or another.
Yeah, he's their guy that they want the ball to touch his hands every play.
To Ali from Dunkley Distant. Turns to George, three-point attempt. Nothing but the bottom of the net by George.
Yeah, I think Ali there may have got away with the double dribble, but good shot from the arc.
Quick by Passmore. That's outside. Quick rebound by Canyon International. Canyon Scorpions, Dunkley Distance, drives, switches to his right hand, misses it off the front of the iron. Passmore, going to see defense against him. No call, so he's going to get the ball back off the carom from George. Felton resetting the offense. Again, I think Felton's okay with slowing things down a little bit. He likes to pull the ball out, helps understand where everybody's at, makes some movements, gets body on body, tries to go into the hoop. That was number 23. That's Diallo. Diallo is fouled in the process of shooting, so he'll go through the line.
I think the coach, I think Coach Wright is, like you said, slowing it down because he's got a couple of his big guys in there. He's got Jabbi and Diallo. He's got them guys in, trying to maybe push it down in low, maybe take advantage of some of the size advantage right now.
So surprisingly, they're going to call that from the floor. So Combine Academy is going to make a set here. Gets the ball outside. Passmore as Jones resets outside. Passmore says, give me a little bit of space. Unfortunately, a turnover's called. I'm sorry. That's actually Andrew Eros.
Is that number 0?
No, number 2. Let me see here. I apologize. Oh, no, you're right. Number 0, that is Sadler. So the white uniforms with the light green numbers are a little bit hard to see, so we'll pick that up for you in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Defense all the way at the timeline. But finishing strong is Combine.
Good finish there by Felton. Got a block the first time, but stayed with it.
Canyon International, as they try to do a little dribble drive, give and go. Milicevic.
I think he's their leading scorer this half. He's feeling it. I think he's got 10 of them so far.
And the steal by Sadler. He's good at those. Switches his hands and goes to the other side of the rim. I've got to watch some video, and he does that a lot. He's that guy that kind of causes turnovers throughout the game that you just keep on getting one by one, little by little, points by points. He's done that. We'll see him steal it, come back, switching to the left hand, using the rim to defend against Combine. Nice finish and a little bit of excitement shown afterwards. Says, hey, I made this trip all the way from Arizona for this basket.
Right, for sure. He used that to his advantage to defend off the Combine Academy player. But I think he's the one. They have a lot of momentum players, but I think he may be that energizer guy that kind of keeps things going and gets you a steal when you need it.
So they called a foul in the act of shooting to end the first quarter. 27-19 is your score. Canyon up on Combine Academy, but to the line is Felton. He'll make the first. I always think that's funny that when they're there, either a technical shot or a foul like this at the end of the quarter, how they always reach out to get the dap still from the imaginary people there. That makes me laugh. The second shot is also good. And because it was a three-point attempt, he'll get a third. And I know this goes back to the most simplest thought in basketball. It's a free throw for a reason. You're no defense. Mm-hmm. You're allowed to do whatever you need to do to bounce within the first 10 seconds, and then all of a sudden, bam, you just get to shoot it with nobody in your face, and you should be taking advantage of those. And he goes down and he knocks 3 in a row. So 27-22 will be the final score for the fourth quarter. Okay, so we'll take a break here at the end of the first quarter. You're watching Flyin to the Hoop, the 21st edition, sponsored by Beacon Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Where can you turn when you're in pain? Turn where more high school, college, and pro athletes turn. Where your neighbors and weekend warriors turn. Where you'll get immediate access to expert doctors at 13 locations for surgeries, physical therapy, imaging, urgent care, and more. When you're in pain, turn to Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get superior care on your schedule. That's the Beacon difference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now I want to tell you, all those that are watching right now, we have a special part of our broadcast that we like to do, Tyler and I. We want to make sure we hear from everybody that's watching. We'd love for you to send a shout-out to either a player or a coach. Let us know where you're watching from. You can text the number 513-655-7438. We'll call it out over the air. Again, 513-655-7438. You can text that number to let us know who you're rooting for. Do you have a player that you have a special connection to? And also, where are you watching this event from? We'd love to hear from both sides, both Combine and from Canyon International. And I know we're actually in a different time zone, obviously, and for those at Canyon International. So it'd be interesting to see, if those are already joining us, even though it's around 6:30, 7 o'clock here and a little bit earlier over there. So we're going to take just a moment because there was a spill on the floor. So, Tyler, just give me your first initial reactions to what you've seen from both sides.
I think, like we talked about Canyon, we talked about Coach McIntyre. He talked about wanting to push the ball, wanting to move it. I think they've come out in a very good intensity. Malavec there, he's come out, he's been hot, he's got 10 points. I think you kind of lean on him, but you also have a lot of ball movement. And with Combine, they've come out, like you said, Coach Wright has slowed it down a little bit. He has kind of brought the ball back, let him get set up, use Passmore there, and then also his two big guys down below, with Jabbi and Diallo, and just using them in a way that he maybe not anticipated for tonight, but maybe he sees something different. And I'm looking forward to the next 3 quarters.
Yeah, Canyon had a little bit of a larger lead. It's been brought down to 5. So is there any surprise whatsoever that Combine's been able to stick? I mean, they are the number 19 team in the nation. It's not a surprise that they're right there next to Canyon, but, is Canyon maybe seeing this if they can think about upset a little bit? I mean, if you're looking at this and taking a ranked opponent down, what's their thought after 1 quarter?
If they can get a big win here and knock Combine off, I don't know what Canyon's ranked state in Arizona or nationally, but this would be a huge boost in their polls, but in their confidence to continue on to their state tournaments, to their national tournaments, that each of these teams in both aspects will continue on to.
It's interesting. Canyon International has played a brutal schedule. I mean, Link Academy was on their schedule. They play some really tough teams. So I think they're used to the heavy competition. They're used to having this national schedule, even though they're in the first-year program. Because most of these guys, as you said, although early and new into themselves as a team, have been playing this high-level ball for a while now.
Yeah, I remember playing high school basketball. Coaches would say we play a hard schedule to help us prepare for the tournament time. So I think that's what Coach McIntyre is there doing.
So we're going to have to get a number for you. We're missing number 11 for Canyon International, so I apologize. We can't call his defense out right now, but we will get that as soon as possible. Passmore with good defense on him by Ali. They switch. He gets it back out to Jones. Jones with the three-point attempt, in and out. Ali with the quick rebound. He's going to push up the side. Nice pass over top, and unfortunately hitting hard to the ground is, let's see, again, trying to get you a number.
The number 3 or
9, that's Pitt.
9.
So Pitt taking a hard fall to the ground. The 6'8", listed as a junior, is going to go to the line for 2.
Like you said, these green numbers with outline in green and the white inside is a little hard to see on these white jerseys.
He makes the first. 28-22, now 28-23, or 29-22. Checking into the game for Canyon International, number 35, that's Thakbar, David Thakbar.
Listed at a 7'1".
Committed to San Diego State, number 35, David Stockport.
So I know we have Mayam listed. No, we don't have an 11. So, okay, we'll get that to you as quick as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Sadler with defense at the top of the key on Jones. The quick shot by Jones. The left-hander is good. 3-point basket by Jones to put this game 29-25. Number 11, our mystery contestant, with a quick shot, but it's going to fall off to the side of the rim and rebound Combine Academy.
Yeah, maybe one of our text in or call-ins can inform us who number 11 is.
That would be great. Passmore with the rebound, back out to Jones. Another 3 attempt, and that's good. He's hot 2 for 2.
I think he's actually might be 3 for 3. He hit one at the beginning of the quarter. He's got 9 points, so he's hot from behind the arc. Something Caney may have to pay attention to.
And you would think with this high-level play that these kids, and oh my goodness, a 3-point attempt at least 5 feet behind the arc by Ali, but that falls off the back of the rim into Combine Academy. I'm guessing that a guy like Passmore, Ali, if they get hot, you better watch out and you better shut them down quick. Felton quickly, another 3-pointer.
I think we're starting to see the behind the arc heat up there.
So a quick timeout by Coach McIntyre, who has a couple words to let the ref know he's not happy about a call. As we see on this replay, the quick kick out to Felton. The shot was good. You see the splash, and he says, hey, guys, let's go. Another shot by Jones, who's hit 2 already, hits a third. So that's going to be a 3-point attempt and good for him as well. Jones says, I'll stay hot, I'll make you miss, and I'll shoot with my left hand. And I think that's a great smooth stroke there. So he's excited about this opportunity as well to show exactly what Combine Academy, the number 19 nationally ranked team, is all about. So McIntyre says, you know what, I'm going to take 30 seconds. I'm going to take a minute, talk to my guys a little bit. And I think this is exactly what he had talked about to me earlier on the court, and that was, hey, we're young. I'm going to have to take some probably extra timeouts that I normally wouldn't take with a more mature team to make sure that they're ready and listening at the times where they need to grow in that moment.
Right, you get that player, after a couple years of having a program, that guy who's mature that can just say, hey, guys, quarterback this thing and settle everybody down.
There you go.
I think that's what Coach McIntyre's trying to do. He doesn't have that necessarily, not saying he won't, but he noticed that he needs to kill this momentum for Combine.
Yeah, there's a floor general mentality you have with more mature teams. Mature meaning just time together teams. And this is something they're still growing to at Canyon International, being a first-year program. So, again, if you want to let us know where you're watching from, please, 513-655-7438. Again, 513-655-7438. Thank you for joining us. Beacon Orthopedics sponsored Flyin to the Hoop. Canyon Internationals went a little cold. They're missing another one, and goes back outside from that long rebound by Thakbar. Bringing back down the ball is Jabbi. He gets it back in the paint, turns, right-hand hook, goes in and out. Sadler with a rebound. Tries to drive, hooks left hand, back out to Ali. They are going to call him for a travel. Looked like he got moving just a little bit quick there.
He got excited there. It happens, but good ball movement. I think we've seen Combine get it down in the paint, but I think you're going to start seeing those big bodies battle down there as the game goes on.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of rotation we are getting. I mean, you've got big on big underneath right now between Jabbi, who's listed at 7 foot, and Thakbar, who's listed at 7'1", and honestly, they look pretty similar.
Yeah.
Ali saying, go, 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 let's go. We want to run to Pitt, to George, to Ali, out to Sadler. Yeah, they're going to call that a moving foul there, a moving screen on Thakbar.
Yeah, I think he got that, or I think he may have stepped on the sideline there. I think that's what the coach was pointing at down there. Coach Wright was pointing. I think his heel touched the big, thick blue line down there.
Into Canyon Academy number 2, Andrew
Urosevich checking in for Canyon International. Urosevich. Also in for Combine Academy, David Anderson, number 10, seeing his first action of the evening. Jones kicks it out to River. Rivers Knight with a miss, but it's going to go on top of the backboard and go over to Canyon International.
I think we're seeing a lot. I see Coach McIntyre dig deep into his bench. I think he has a little confidence in his bench right now, getting his team up and down the court.
I think some of that's a have to.
Right.
Yeah, he's to the point where he knows this is going to be a track meet at times, although Combine has chosen to slow it down a few times to just make sure their offense gets set. but he knows he's got to go deep into his bench to stay with these boys, the number 19th ranked in the country. Dunkley Distant gets it out to Urosevic and over to George, who gets defense on him set by Anderson. George falling away. Thakbar with the rebound. They're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to stay with Canyon International.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? A 7'1" center down there got to box out, but I mean, he's that tall for a reason, but good defense as well, getting that jump ball.
Canyon International kicks the ball out to Pitt. The drive by Dunkley Distant. Falls off the front of the rim. Jones, and that ball's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Walker.
You know, one thing that I've noticed too is the way that they're playing. They're playing aggressive, but we've also seen a clean game. You know, we've seen them play aggressive, but I think they have that intelligence as a basketball intelligence. Every player out there to know when to take off or when to give up on those block shots or whatever. But it's been a very clean game.
Yeah, only one foul call this entire first half so far. Dunkley Distant gets it back to George. Urosevic with a three-point attempt, and that's good. Rattling in and out, but stays down to the bottom of the rim. (32-31) is your score, with Combine taking a lead. First lead they've had for a while. Back out to Jones. Three-point attempt is again good. That gives him 4 for the game. Definitely has the hot hand now.
He's heating up, and I think he's one of those guys you just got to get the ball into his hand for this half.
If he's feeling it, keep going. Dunkley Distant to George. Urosevic. His three-point attempt falls off to the side. Anderson. It's going to go back, and they feel that Combine Academy feels like it went off of the hands of someone from the international team, but the ref says, nope, we're going back the other direction.
Yeah, Walker there was looking for a Knight to cut to the basket. I think the Canyon player cut him off. Don't know what happened, but good aggressive play.
Milosevic back into the game. Came out hot in the first quarter. Been sitting for a little while. Let's see if they get the ball into his hands quickly. Milosevic listed at 6'10" and matches up well underneath with Combine Academy's 7-foot Jabbi. Urosevic with Rivers Knight almost in his lap.
That's that shot you just go and you're the defender. You're like, what can I do?
Felton calls Jones. Jones with Urosevic on him. Jones driving, floater with the right hand and good. Jones is on fire right now.
Jones is having it, feeling it tonight. I think he's feeding off that momentum and just having that confidence and knowing once he puts the ball in the air, he knows it's going in.
We do have our first text message. How about rooting for Rivers Knight on Combine Academy team from grandparents in Alabama?
Ooh.
How about that? So we got one checking in from Alabama. We appreciate that. The shot falls down for Jones, so he's going to finish the and one, giving him a total of 15 points in the first half. Canyon International. Milosevic with the fadeaway spin move. Rebound by International. Urosevic tries to get it underneath the pit. Ball's going to stay with Combine here at this end. Strong defense by Combine. Going to stay with International at this end, and strong defense by Combine there. Ball gets deep to Dunkley Distant. Milosevic tries the drive on Rivers Knight. Rivers Knight with good defense. Tries the attempt to block. He misses it, but he makes him miss the shot. Passmore bringing some thunder on that one.
I think he took off from the free throw line, it looked like. Good dunk there.
We told you before, Milosevic trying to answer but misses. Passmore seen as one of the premier dunkers in high school basketball, and that was a good example of why he's earned that accreditation. And a block by Dunkley Distant on the shot by Felton. Kicks it back out to Jones, who almost gets the roll. The rebound by Combine. The loose ball now goes to Cannon International. They turn to Arosevich for three. Missed. Ball falls off the front of the rim, and Coach Wright saying, go, go, go. We want to run. Passmore all by himself on the outside of the arc, and he said, you can't leave me open, Coach. I'm too deadly for that.
You can't leave a player of Passmore's accredited. I mean, he's going to Kansas for a reason. You got to have faith.
All by himself as the breakaway starts. Passmore, this is a dunk for the tournament right there. That is a throwdown like I've rarely seen in high school basketball. And then here's what I like about this, running back on defense immediately. Says, I got to get back in my position. So bringing you to a 42-35 lead for Combine. So the tale of two quarters so far. Canyon International comes out pretty strong, makes some easy shots. Milosevic saying, hey, give me the ball, Coach, I'm ready to go. Then Combine comes out in the second quarter, says, we're number 19 in the nation for a reason. Why don't you just settle down a little bit and let's see what we got. Here's a shot by Passmore, and I like how he just stands there and says, look how pretty I am from the side.
That's one thing that I'd be interested to see at halftime is the stats, the score for and against, and see kind of the swing that we had. Combine has come out in the second quarter. They said, like you said, we're the number 19 team for a reason. And Canyon International, is going to match that.
Yeah, is there an intensity issue at this point? Is Coach McIntyre saying, hey, I don't like our energy, guys. I need you to get up. So George says, let me take the ball. Gets it to Dunkley Distant, almost puts it in off of the tip. Irosevich from the long three, and that one finds the bottom of the net.
I think Irosevich is the equivalent to number 1 Jones for the Canyon and International team.
Yeah, it seems like he's a hot hand shooter right now, and you can see International's changed up to a little bit of a matchup zone here. So it's extended 2-3, trying to push the ball outside of the paint, which is an interesting concept because they've actually had some success with the shots. That's why they're standing on him here at the edge. You see Rivers Knight able to find some opening, puts a body on a body. Passmore with a quick shot, and for two.
I was waiting for that. He stood back in that corner and just kept himself quiet and then found the opening.
So with just a couple seconds left, Passmore is able to finish the quarter. As you can see, he gets the easy pass and then a dump in for two to finish the first half, where Passmore's had a great half. You've seen Canyon International come out hot, and then you've seen Combine finish strong. So as we end the first half, we'll bring you back some stats as we start the second half. Thank you for joining us here at Beacon Orthopedics, sponsored at Flyin to the Hoop.
Where can you turn when you're in pain? Turn where more high school, college, and pro athletes turn. Where your neighbors and weekend warriors turn. Where you'll get immediate access to expert doctors at 13 locations for surgeries, physical therapy, imaging, urgent care, and more. When you're in pain, turn to Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get superior care on your schedule. That's the Beacon difference.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome as we get started here with about 3.5 minutes left before the start of the second half. Tyler, let's talk about the first half, and it's basically a tale of two quarters. We'll start in the second quarter with a hot Combine team.
Yeah, Combine, I was looking at the stats. You know, we said how they started hot in the second quarter. The points for and against for these two teams was Canyon at 11 and Combine at 22. They came out, I think Coach Wright said, look, what we're doing, we need to adjust, we need to come out, we need to have confidence. And we look at the scores, you know, Jones, for example, he's got 15 points from behind the arc. He's 4 for 5. Passmore, we were joking, did not miss a shot in the first half. He is 100% across the board for a total of 15 points, excuse me. But also another thing we got to kind of keep in, this has been a very clean turnover game, or turnover-free game, I should say. Only a total of 8 for both teams combined, so they are taking care of the ball, especially in the second quarter.
And especially for the high rate of play and the pace that they're going at, to only have 8 turnovers is exceptional. So Combine, again, having a hot first quarter. Milosevic comes out with 10 points, followed by Dunkley Distant with 8. Urosevic actually came in and hit 3 out of 5 3-pointers for 9 points. So a little bit strong in the first quarter, a little bit more cold in the second quarter. So that's what brings us to a 44-38 lead by Combine to start the second half. One thing that kind of sticks out to me, when you look at 3-pointers, you have 8 for 13 by Combine. You have 7 for 16. Both of these teams are going to hit the threes.
Yeah, for sure. There's a reason why they've thrown up that many. If you're not confident from behind the arc, you're not tossing up 16 threes. They have done this through practice, through the year. They have confidence in their shots.
And it's interesting, just the game itself, especially when you're in these showcases and these international or national tournaments, you see 3-pointers as kind of I guess a necessity, where sometimes when you're more in like the traditional regional ball, you'll work your offense through the paint or kind of underneath. So it'll be interesting to see if that continues in the second half, or does Combine or Canyon wish to slow it down a little bit, eat a little more clock, keep their opponent with their hands off the ball. We'll just see what their thought processes are as Canyon International comes back on court and takes some warm-up shot. We'll bring Combine out here in just a second. So we're down to a minute before the second half starts. Those of you that want to let us know where you're watching from, we'd appreciate that. 513-655-7438. Again, 513-655-7438. Lets us know maybe there's a certain player you want us to shout out, maybe a coach that you're connected to, or just to let us know where you're watching from. We'd love for the owners here at the SUV TV would love to know where we're getting people watching from, probably all over the country, as we've seen a couple already checking in so far. So Combine Academy back to the hardwood as International gets their final word from Coach McIntyre, and we'll get the game started here back to a third quarter beginning here in just a moment. 44-38 is your score. A lead by Combine after a hot second quarter brings us to the start of this quarter and beginning I'm sure it's going to be a fun second half.
You know, I've noticed just the starting 5 that Coach Wright's come out with. Jones on the bench starting off the second half is kind of a shocker. You know, he was probably the hotter hand in the first half. So kind of interesting to see there. I think they had changed up the starting 5.
We'll see what kind of chemistry this group comes out. So on your Combine side right now, you have number 2, that's Walker. 0 is Felton. 21 is Rivers Knight. 23 is Diallo. And number 4 is Passmore. Looks like you have the starting lineup. Yep, starting lineup back for Combine that began the game, and back into the hands of Rivers Knight. He fakes the pass over top of Milosevic. Heavy defense being put on by Ali against Felton. Lots of body contact, and the reach-in foul is going to be called against Pitt.
I think Coach Wright, like you said, I think he wants to establish that down presence below the block. I think that's why he slowed it down. He wants to get his big guys in there.
And I wonder, we had such a clean first half. I wonder if, maybe getting tired in the second half, maybe purposely being more physical to maybe intimidate the other team could be something we see here in the second half. Quick shot by Felton. falls off the front of the rim. The rebound is eventually in the hands of Passmore, who gets it back over to Walker. Walker stops, kicks the ball out, and they're going to reset the offense. Felton with a hard drive. He's going to be fouled entering the lane. Fouled in the act of shooting will cause him to go to the foul line for 2.
Yeah, that's one thing you were talking about with the foul. Oh, they changed it.
Oh. Okay, they're going to call that a charge foul. So after some conversation between the stripes, they decided to change that to a charge foul, which means Canyon International is going to get the ball underneath the hoop. So,
you know, one thing, like you said, with the slot being kind of tired, you know, when did these teams come into town? You know, how long did they just travel? They could be exhausted from that. So that's one of the things you kind of got to pay attention to for the play in the next in a couple of these games. They may play more than one game here.
Yeah, talking to the coaches, and I know that both teams at least came in yesterday. Haven't spoke to the coaches. They were in town yesterday, so they've at least had one night's sleep here around Dayton. Walker, as he drives the ball to Passmore, he stops, changes hands, and puts it in for 2. As crazy as this sounds, he has the quietest 17 points.
Yeah, for sure.
You just don't even know he's scoring.
Outside the dunk, that's it. You don't know.
That was nice. Yeah. That was loud. I'll give you that one. George gets the ball to Ali, who's kind of handed the ball in between him and George as the point. It'll be interesting to see how Arizona State uses him. Driving immediately is Pitt, and he gets the foul underneath. He's going to go to the line. I'm sorry, that's Dunkley. No, that was Pitt. He's going to go for 2.
Good defense there. I think Coach McIntyre, he's trying to get them to start moving the ball a little quicker and get Combine off of their jumps to their next guy in the lane of the pass.
Kind of catching them before the switch. The first shot by Pitt is good.
Yeah, Pitt listed as that 4-star prospect. You know, he's got Arizona State, he's got California, Oklahoma State for his offers so far this year.
He misses the second of 2. Felton dribbling the basketball far from the lane, looking for the dribble drive, and they get it. Right-hand side finish. That's Diallo. That was a nice finish by Diallo there.
Pick and roll.
The drive by George. He has to back off because of the defense by Passmore. Milosevic drops it into Pitt underneath. He gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Ali. Ali with the shot. The 3 is off the mark, and eventually to Combine, out to Passmore. One-on-one to Felton is blocked as he went up, which means Canyon International turns it the other way. They want to run. Ali misses it. We get it to Passmore on the outside of the arc. He's going to stop and slow things down and say, hey, I don't like this. Let's try this one more time. With a quick move and the finish. So pretty. It's so pretty.
Top of the key to the basket like that.
Dunkley distant with the miss. Pitt with the turnaround jumper, and he makes it. I think, and it's going to be a quick timeout by technical foul is going to be called on Tony McIntyre.
Technical foul issues in Canyon International.
So the ref did not care for something said by Coach McIntyre as he went down the sideline there. Coach McIntyre claps his team up and says, hey, let's talk about it for a second.
Yeah, I think he's just, passionate about it, but I think he's seeing some things underneath the basket that he thinks should go the other way. And not necessarily disagreeing with him, but there's a reason why the referees are the referees.
Feels like there's a little bit more physicality in this second half already, which is not a surprise. We kind of said that in the first minute. Walker with the first of 2 as a made free throw. He'll shake his right hand and give a couple dribbles for the second shot. That one's off the mark, so 51-41 as we resume play. Welcome those that are watching to Kettering Fairmont High School. It's called the James Trent Arena, a beautiful facility here to watch basketball, especially this high-level national tournament, a national showcase. The finish by Felton, the stop and the drop.
The way that he drove the basket and protected the basketball from the defender was something to watch.
Milosevic for three.
The New Mexico State commit with the shot behind the arc.
Passmore with George on him this time. Runs into Dunkley Distant in the middle. He's going to take a quick jumper. It's off the mark as Ali tries to come in. It's eventually going to go into the hands of Pitt. Pitt drops it to Ali. Tries to get a steal, does Walker, but he misses it. Ali wants to finish, drops it off to Milosevic. He pulls it out, decides to go back in, gets the foul underneath, and he's going to go to the line for two.
Yeah, Canyon caught Combine there off the aggressive, trying to jump the passes, but good finish.
Milosevic thought he's going to take the ball out, turns around and tries to put a quick shot up. He's fouled in the process by Walker. Milosevic, the shot is good. Again, those of you that want to let us know where you're watching from, 513-655-7438. Again, 513-655-7438 as Milosevic makes the second of his free throws.
Correction, New Mexico commit. I said New Mexico State, so I just want to make sure everybody
Absolutely,
that we did not get that wrong.
Quick switch of the hands goes Felton. Rivers Knight off the back of the iron. Dunkley Distant with the rebound. He kicks it out to Ali. George resets the offense. Tries to get a body from Milosevic. He kicks it out. Milosevic eventually gets the loose ball, gets it out to Ali. Thinks about taking the three, stops, gives it to Milosevic underneath. He's going to be fouled in the act of shooting, taking him to the line for another two.
Good eyes there by Ali, finding Milosevic, cutting to the basket, and just an unbelievable pass.
A lot of heat on this one, as you can see. It's tipped around, and he's fouled in the process by number 23, Diallo. That's going to be Diallo's second foul. Milosevic missed the first of the two. Coach Wright, he's coaching so hard he had to take the jacket off. He's so hot over there.
He's been very emotional tonight,
Yes.
up and down the court, and at his guys, but it's a passionate thing. It's not a negative thing, but he said it's getting too warm. Jacket's got to go.
Second one's good for Milosevic. Passmore waves off Jones and says, hey, let's get over here across the timeline. Now Jones does get the ball. Back on the court is Jones after having a great first half. Him and Passmore each had 15 in the first half. Passmore's put in a couple since then, giving him a total so far of 19. And another shot. Walker for two. 55-47 is your score. Ali, good defense on the top of the key. Gets it over to George, to Dunkley Distant. Wants to drive. He stops and gets it back to George. Milosevic will pull that three. In and out. Diallo wants to get the ball to Walker. Walker stops, kicks it over to Diallo, but it misses his hand and goes to Ali. To George, sending it up with the alley-oop. Just a little bit too strong, but he is fouled in the process.
Yeah, good. If there is such a thing, there's not such a thing as a good foul, but it was a smart play there by Passmore to break that momentum there.
As you can see on the breakaway, George tries to give an alley-oop, but Passmore kind of kicks a hip into Ali, pushes him outside of the lane, which is going to be a foul, and sending Ali to the line.
Yeah, there's no other worse feeling than getting dunked on. Looks like Coach right there is wanting to talk to the ref and just see what he's seen and explain his reasoning why he didn't agree with that call.
Yeah, just in case the ref missed it.
Right.
Coach said, hey, let me explain exactly what happened over there.
Right. I want to see what happened here. We're using OHSAA refs. They're new to them. They want to just get the game plan here.
Ali, big deep breath, gets his feet set. The free throw is up, and it rolls from the front to the back and off to the side. Combine Academy gets the rebound. The Goats bring the ball across the timeline. Walker to Jones. Underneath to Diallo with a quick two.
Yeah, Diallo there, after that pass, just kind of settled down there on the block, and Canyon International lost sight of him.
9-point lead for Combine. Gets the ball underneath to Pitt. Pitt with a nice finish on the right hand and contact. I see Coach McIntyre has taken a seat. I wonder if that's out of a choice or out of force. Jones with a strong finish. The left-hander on the left side of the lane.
Yep, starting off where he left off the first half. But back to Coach McIntyre, I think that may just be him, maybe looking at himself saying, maybe I need to calm down. I don't want to put my team maybe in a rougher position.
Milosevic for three.
I think the New Mexico commit is now up to 19 points.
Again, like you said, besides the kind of rambunctious dunk from Passmore, it's been a quiet time for both teams that you got a guy with 19, you got a guy with 19 on both sides, but it's not allowed 19.
Yeah, like you said, Passmore, for example, has 19 as well. Other than the dunk, it's just been kind of smooth sailing points here or there. Same with Milosevic. It's just they find the openings and they make what they shoot. There's not flashy. They're not dunking every second, So it's a very smooth feel of the game.
Yeah, we said something about a track meet earlier. I would actually say that's not been the case. For the most part, it's been just good, solid, strong shooting at times for both teams.
Yeah, and the chemistry of International, like I said, the pregame, like this team is the first year, but their chemistry, probably 15, 16 games into their season, probably it's shown here that they have great chemistry.
Ali makes one from the free throw line. Immediately, Combine turns up the heat and tries to get the ball across the timeline. Gets over to Diallo. Diallo to Passmore, but the ball's taken out of his hands. Milosevic with that block. Dunkley distant, kicking it out to Ali with a long three off the front of the rim. The rebound by International is a Sadler. He makes the three from the side. All of a sudden, heat's coming from the International bench.
Yep. Good find there with Sadler setting up in the corner. Good follow-through, great shot.
How about 59-58 is a score for you right now. The 1-point lead of Combine used to be 9. Combine pulled back a little bit, feeling a little cold on this side of the court. Does Jones and Felton with good defense by Dunkley Distant all over Felton, pushing him back towards the half-court line. He drives the hoop, stops, pops, misses. Milosevic trying to find some room. Ali with the finish! And a dunk right as time expires. If you couldn't write it better than that. As we'll see this one again, it's a fantastic finish to the quarter. The ball goes from Milosevic, the alley-oop, and Ali flushes it home. What a way to end the third quarter. We thank you for joining us here at Beacon Orthopedics, Flying to the Hoop.
Where can you turn when you're in pain? Turn where more high school, college, and pro athletes turn. Where your neighbors and weekend warriors turn. Where you'll get immediate access to expert doctors at 13 locations for surgeries, physical therapy, imaging, urgent care, and more. When you're in pain, turn to Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get superior care on your schedule. That's the Beacon difference.
All right, we had talked about a tale of two quarters. Now we're starting to talk about possibly a tale of two halves. Combine Academy with a 9-point lead at 1 point late in the third quarter now has surrendered that lead with a 1-point deficit. 60-59 is Canyon with the lead. What an exciting end to the third quarter. Tyler, what's the conversation Coach Wright's having with his Combine Goats right now?
I mean, the conversation's got to be finish how we started. You know, the second half, Passmore, other than one shot, was kind of quiet in that third quarter. You know, Jones sat the bench for a majority of the third quarter. So his two leading scorers, I think, got to get back in it. And as we see right now, they're both on the court, and I think that's who you feed. Yeah,
I think at this point you've handed the game over to them, and they're going to be there for this last fourth quarter. So exciting basketball as we see the fourth quarter start. Dunkley distant with the ball to Milosevic. He gives it to Ali, and they're looking more of a five-out look. Ali with the miss and almost a return rebound jam by Dunkley distant. Sadler trying to cause some trouble for Walker. The ball eventually ends in the hand of Jones.
That would have been sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Exciting basketball starting to ramp up the heat here in Trent Arena, and a 5-second call by Dunkley distant against Jones is going to turn the ball over to the Scorpions.
You know, looking through the pregame packet here, just one thing about Dunkley distant, he's kind of that behind the shadow kind of guy, but this dude has offers from Pitt and Syracuse. I mean, if you want to talk about big stage like Kansas for basketball, Syracuse and Pitt, they're at the top of the league.
Excellent, yeah. He's no slouch. He said, I can go just as hard as you guys can go with D1 offers. So Pitt kicks it back out to Sadler, who drives left hand with a floater. It misses. The rebound goes into the hand of Diallo, and he's going to be fouled 92 feet from the basket.
And one thing about Canyon International, they have turned their defense up 100%. I mean, not 100%, but they've turned it on full tilt. I think that's one thing Coach McIntyre has said. We're going to put this team behind us, and we're just going to shut them down.
Yeah, Canyon International definitely a little more intense here to start this fourth quarter as Felton gets the ball and comes across the timeline with Sadler on him. Sadler, that pickpocket, as I've told you, I've watched film on him, and that's what he does best. He's there to cause a little trouble for the ball handler. So as Jones gets blocked out by Dunkley distant, he's driven back behind the three-point arc. He tries to push off to the left-hand side of the lane, but he kicks the ball out to Passmore. One-on-one, Ali, Kansas versus Arizona State. He kicks the ball out to Felton. The big shot by Seton Hall, commit, and that's good. Three-point basket for Combine.
Great step-back three there. Confidence in that shot, but we got, now I think Coach Wright has number 25, Jabbi, in, trying to maybe get it down low.
Ali with Passmore on him. He finds an opening, drops it behind the Pitt. Pitt kicks it out to Milosevic. Ali wants to go underneath, but he doesn't find the opening. They're going to call a foul. And after not having many fouls in the first half, we've had quite a few in the second. A replay here shows Felton with, as you said, that step-back three-pointer, and it's good.
Combine foul number 23, Diallo, his second, team first.
Underneath, the tough points by Pitt, but it doesn't fall. He'll go to the line. 8 points, we said, for Pitt so far.
Combine foul number 23, Diallo.
I think Diallo there, like they said, got his third foul. So something maybe to watch out for. I know we're in the fourth quarter, but he's played a lot of minutes. If you look at the first half stats, he played around a quarter and a half.
So as you said, 3 fouls for him, 2 fouls for Passmore, also 2 fouls for Rivers Knight. And Pitt puts in that second free throw. 62-61 is now your score. 1-point lead for Combine Academy. Passmore thinking to himself, these are the types of games I'm going to see on a regular basis in the D1 level. Jones with a shot from 3. That's off the mark, air ball, so it's actually going to go in the hands of International. International drives with Sadler. He turns to kick it out, but the ball gets caromed off the hands of a International player that's going out of bounds, so it'll go over to Combine Academy with Walker checking back into the game for Jones.
Interesting move there by Coach Wright. Jones, like you said, hot first half. Maybe there's something obviously something Coach Wright sees, but something to pay attention to with the next 5.5 minutes.
5:22 in the fourth quarter left with Felton. Gets it in the hands of Passmore. He turns. Good defense on him by Pitt. Brings him outside of the arc and then starts to run the offense from there. Rivers Knight with the quick shot, and that's good from outside the arc. A three-pointer for Rivers Knight.
He's been shooting a couple of them. I think he's due, and that was a great shot there.
Changing into a 1-2-2 defense here. So a little bit of, looks like not a matchup zone, but more of a traditional zone here. Talking to the coaches, that I've talked to many coaches over this showcase, and, you know, they're going to throw little defensive wrinkles in. Milosevic from the corner for three. It's good.
I think that brings him up to 22 points, you know. Looking at, you know, Pitt there, I was looking at him as he's matched up at Passmore. He has also offers from Oklahoma State and from Utah State and California, so defense is on his radar.
So the moving screen foul called against Combine Academy is going to turn the ball over to International. 65-64 is your score. Combine with the 1-point advantage. As we see this replay, the long pass to Milosevic from the corner three drops it down to the bottom of the net. A beautiful shot by your leading scorer for both teams. 22 is put in by Milosevic, and Hill almost got ready to shoot another one. Kicked it out to Ali as the quick, hard pass into Pitt, and he brings it home from the middle of the paint.
Good finish there. Big Mo has started to move over to the International side, and I think Combine needs to have an answer here.
We had mentioned before, this would be seen as an upset. The number 19 ranked team in the country, and the unranked currently in the top 100 at least, is Canyon International. A quick timeout by Wright, and as he takes this timeout, a 30-second timeout, we're going to see this beautiful, strong, hard pass to Pitt. And not only does he slam it, but he tomahawks from behind his head and flushes it down. So we're going to check in, and we have had some people check in. It looks like rooting for Combine Academy, specifically assistant coach Ben Johnson from his oldest daughter, watching from Raleigh, North Carolina. So North Kakalaka is checking in here. We appreciate those that want to touch base with you and let us know where you're watching from. 513-655-7438 as you see this exciting 3.5 minutes still left in this game. 67-66, Cannon and Combine just trading blows in this heavyweight fight.
Yeah, like we said, we hadn't seen many flashy things in the first half, but this second half has been lightning. You know, we've had an alley-oop to end the third quarter there with Pitt, then there to end here in 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. I think Combine needs to, you know, push it up a little bit. Canyon has come out. They've come out seeming like they got nothing to lose here in the last fourth quarter. You know, like you said, this would be an upset for them. And they say, hey, look, let's go do it.
Now, you're Combine Academy, and you're 18-2, and you're a prolific powerhouse in the country every year for a reason. Mm-hmm. The reason is you're used to playing at this level. This does not shake you in any way, shape, or form. You've only lost to Dynamic Prep and Faith Family, and Dynamic Prep is listed in the top 10 in the country when it comes to prep ball. So, I mean, this is what we do. Right. This is what Combine does, is what Coach Wright is telling his players. Internationals kind of feeling out the defense as it's changed up a little bit back to man-to-man. Pitt to Dunkley Distant. The shot falls off the side of the rim. The rebound to Combine, and this is the chance they need to create some separation with a 1-point lead. Sadler gives defense to Felton. Rivers Knight turns the ball over. Dunkley Distant trying to go hard off to the right-hand side, but misses the layup, and it's going to go back to Walker. Sadler trying to get on the floor, and he does. Rivers Knight ends up with the ball after a hectic exchange there, and the ball ended up in the hands of Walker as he stops and gives it to Passmore to settle down the offense. Walker turns, faces the basket, wants to drive. A nice move with the right hand, and he finishes strong.
He had to get some arc on that shot there with, I believe that was Pitt on him. Getting up there and finishing good.
Pitt's played excellent defense so far, and that was a good defensive exchange. It's just sometimes good shots are made. Milosevic kicks it out to Ali. He drives. He's going to be called for traveling as he goes up with his right hand and holds the ball, takes a few too many steps. As you can see here, Walker switching with a fadeaway right-hand finish. Beautiful shot from outside of the lane. Back to live action. You have Felton with Dunkley distant on him as he crosses the timeline. Felton gets the balls to Rivers Knight. Gets the ball to Walker. Walker with the stop and the turn. A strong layup on the right-hand side of the rim. Starting to see just a few point difference here. 71-66. As Sadler kicks it over to Dunkley distant, kicks it out to Ali with a long three. In and out. Combine switches hands, does Felton. He wants to drive the lane. He finishes all the way on the right-hand side. He's going to be fouled in the process. That'll send him to the line for two.
Like you said there,
a hard foul does International, but Felton's able to get the ball up, misses off the right-hand side, and he'll go up again from the foul line this time.
Like you said there, Coach Wright talking to his players. Combine's been in these games. This is the games they play. This is the atmosphere that they want. They've started to chip away at this. And for International, coming into a new school, new program, these are the games that you want to build that legacy on, like Combine is at. So for Coach McIntyre, he's telling his team, let's go. This is the statement win that we need to build those building blocks.
You took the words out of my mouth. This would be a statement win. This would be one you point back to not only for the rest of this season, but honestly, as this program grows, possibly for the next couple years.
Right. It's one of those wins you can tell your players who are coming in saying, look, we've knocked powerhouses off like Combine or Faith Family, those types of things. So
73-66 is your score. This is a turning point. 1:40 left in this game. Ali tells his troops, we have got to get a score here to make sure that the distance doesn't get too far. And you get a full court press by Combine Academy. They quickly come out of it. Ali switches his hands and the ball. He gets the ball back out, but they are eating some time now. 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Milosevic fakes the shot, goes up with his right hand, finishes in the lane. He misses it off the front of the rim. Passmore this time is going to get the ball, and he's fouled by Sadler. So now you're starting to feel it a little bit. 73-66. There's 7-point difference. This game could come down to so many other games that come down to it. Foul shots.
Right, exactly. And that's where your money's earned, And back to the possession, International there, kind of surprising, took about 20 seconds off the clock, just kind of moving the ball around. So interesting concept there.
Yeah, a little surprised, as you said, that much time expired. Jones getting the ball into Felton. Ali trying to push some defense on him. Felton kicks the ball out, but he's able to get his own deflection. It's a jump ball that'll turn over to Combine. Coach Wright with some instructions quickly to Jones and to Felton.
I think he might have been telling Felton there, you were there, finish it.
Yeah, and maybe a timeout now by Coach McIntyre. So Coach McIntyre is going to bring his team around him. He's 73-66. Wants to make sure this doesn't get out of hand too quickly. You can make 2 3-pointers and be right back in this, but you got to get a stop.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to get a stop. You got to pressure them. You can't let them get second chance opportunities. That was one stat that I paid attention to after the first half. Second chance points for Combine was 10. They had a lot of extra points, and that's one thing you got to stress here is no second chances. As
Felton finishes off there, one of the many things he's done tonight, finding the open player as Diallo finishes up and under the rim. You've seen assist after assist from Felton, but if he has to, he'll just take the job himself as he finishes off with the right hand. Done a great job. Number 0 with 15 points. Number 1, Paul Jones with 17. Number 2, Walker with 13. And Passmore with 19. So pretty even scoring if you're Combine. You got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. It's not all in one person's basket there. They've spread it out. And now Coach Wright has put Jones back in. I think he wants that other ball handler in there.
This time Passmore gets the ball. Ali trying to cut him off, get a turnover in the process, but he is going to cause a foul. They still got a few fouls to give, so they'll get the ball back on the sideline here.
Yeah, I think Coach Wright said, let's just get it across the line here. Let's not worry about this. No unnecessary turnover.
Felton looking for the ball, and the offense has run through him most of the night. Passmore gets that ball from Jones back to Jones. They don't need to shoot here. They, in fact, don't want to shoot if they don't have to. The defense getting ramped up here by Canyon International. The foul's going to be called on Pitt. 73-66 is your score with 50 seconds left. Now's the opportunity for Canyon to watch these foul shots and then get back to their side of the ball where they can hopefully get a three, because they're going to need a couple of them to get back in this game quickly. It's a missed shot by Jones from the foul line. Keeps the 7-point deficit at this point. Checking into the game is Diallo for Combine. Jones with his second attempt. That one also falls out. Dunkley distant with defense on him. And the steal by Passmore. He's going to go up strong, but it's going to be a foul by Dunkley distant. He wanted to send that one down, but just too far away from the rim, and honestly, at that point, he didn't even need it.
No, I think he was doing that for a highlight reel. Hard finish there, but good. Who was playing defense? There was that Dunkley distant. He's like, I'm not going to get blocked. I'm not going to get dunked on.
Right.
We're not on TV, not on nothing.
My name may be Dunkley, but you're not going to dunk on me.
Yeah, you ain't doing that.
Shot by Passmore is good. Check into the game is Urosevic, who's been a hot shooter at some point in this game, especially in the second quarter. 20 points for Passmore.
I think that's what Coach McIntyre is trying to do, is get his hot hands in there to get a quick three maybe and cut this lead down to to 5 at the most.
Passmore with a miss on the second attempt. Dunkley distant. Looking to drive and finish. He's going to get a foul called for him. Pulls him up off the ground. All 4 players rush over to get him off the ground, appreciating his good effort. You're going to see an offense for defense substitution from this point out for Canyon International. To the line is Dunkley distance as he holds his right hand. He went down hard, but finished strong on the left side of the rim. Just didn't go in, so 2 shots for him. Misses the first.
This is where that exhaustion we were talking about comes in. These guys have played a hard game. That's what Coach says. It's in the legs. You got to bend your knees, follow through.
Yeah, it's easy to make free throws when you're in practice and nobody's been beating on you all game. So this one's much harder. Dunkley distant is able to make the second. They needed that one. 74-67. And they need a turnover in the worst way if you're Canyon. He's able to get a foul quickly. Is Sadler on Felton.
Canyon foul number 0, Miles Sadler, his 4th.
At this point here, you see, Felton going to the line. If he makes these 2, what do you do as Canyon International?
I think at that point, unfortunately, it's getting a little bit too far away from you. You've got 7 now to make up. If Felton's even going to get one of these 2, you've got an 8-point differential in 36 seconds. So without a couple threes and a turnover immediately, I'd say Combine's feeling pretty confident, especially if he's able to put 1 or 2 of these in. He does make the first.
One thing about these 2 teams, they both have played very good basketball tonight. They have played, Canyon International has matched the intensity from Combine, a nation powerhouse, and that's what International wants to do. That's where they want to be at in the future, where they say, hey, we're Canyon International. People know us all around the country, and possibly, in different countries as well, as they do international play sometimes.
Another shot made by Felton, and he's made a bunch of them. You got to get the ball up as quick as possible. Pitt trying to give a little bit of space there for Sadler. Ali's going to take the long 3, and he's going to make that. So a quick timeout by McIntyre. Coach says, okay, let's get 1 in. 26 seconds left. A quick shot on the replay is Ali about 4 feet behind the arc. And because of his height, almost shooting down on the ball. But a nice shot there that finishes strong on the inside of the rim to the left side there. So even after playing a whole game, even after being tired, Ali says, well, you know, I'm a D1 player for a reason. Go ahead and give me the ball, coach, and let me see what I can do with it. So nice shot made from the top of the key, 76-70. Coach McIntyre, if I'm in his head right now, I'm thinking, what can I do to cause a turnover? If I have to foul, I will. But at this point, Combine has shown they can make some free throws.
Yeah, I mean, don't put Felton on the line. He's, I think, probably 100%. I haven't paid much attention to that, but I would say he's made every single one of them. You know, they got a lot of shooters, and I think that's what Coach Wright is doing, the substitutions in and out. He wants his shooters in there that he can just keeping this game out of reach.
Yeah, don't foul Passmore would probably be the other thing as well. So, but at this point in the game, you've got to, whoever's got the ball, send them to the line to make sure you have an opportunity to get a shot your other side. So 76-70. Let's see what Coach McIntyre, you know, brought down from Canada, running a very successful prep program in Canada in the Toronto area. So I asked him real quick before the game. He had his headphones in, and I've seen some of his social media, and he has headphones in all the time. It seems like he's always listening to music. I said, hey, who are you listening to? He said, I'm listening to Tory Lanez. So, I mean, he's a hip-hop guy. I can appreciate that. So I asked him, since he's from Toronto, if he was listening to Snow, and he said no. So a quick foul by Dunkley Distant. And you can see Coach Wright is going to coach to the last second. It doesn't matter that they're up by 6. It doesn't matter that there's 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Coach Wright, who has shared with me before, I was able to speak to him last year because Combine was in this invitational as well, that, you know, he's a high motor guy. He's a high intensity guy. He wants you to hear him from the sideline no matter where you're at on the court, and I believe he's able to accomplish that so far.
Right, you know, and that's one thing you look for in a program like that. You know, I don't think he's ever taken a seat on the bench or in his little stool that he has there. I think the only time he sat down is during timeout, so that shows that he wants to be as involved in this game from start to finish, no matter the outcome. Jurosevich
checking back in for international, and that's another shot by Felton. He has 18 now. Checking into the game is Diallo, coming out as Rivers Knight. So unless a major change happens in the next 23 seconds, you may see a 19-2 Combine Academy leave the floor as Felton tries to seal the deal with that made shot, and there's going to be a timeout on the floor. Checking back in by Canyon is Dunkley Distant. So if you're Combine, you've done everything you're supposed to do late in this game. You've protected the ball. You've made your foul shots. Now you got to finish the thing with an 8-point lead and 23 seconds left.
Yeah, I think right now, you know, Coach Wright's just saying, hey, no unnecessary fouls. Let them shoot. Let's just, you know, play good defense and let's finish this game.
As we see some of the highlights where Walker has shown himself and his 17 points to afford opportunities. Does Walker have any conversations?
Yeah,
17 offers.
17 offers, and these are just some of the names that they included in here. James Madison, Marshall, Robert Morris. So he's got some offers out there, and obviously there's 14 more that weren't listed here. So he's a player that Coach Wright is very proud of, like he is all his team.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, Tyler, if you have a non-starter with the D1 offers, you have a pretty good team.
For sure, and you got D1 offers coming off your bench, you know, so that's a testament to the foundation and the history of Combine Academy and what they produce as far as not a basketball school, but they kind of are, you know. This is what they're known for. So.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of calling their 2 games last year. Lutheran East, which was the eventual state champion, played them, and Combine beat them. To show just the high-quality basketball that they were competing at that level last year as well. So ball's going to be in the hands of Cannon International. Jurosevich can run the line here. He can go from side to side after that made free throw. Gets it over to Sadler with Jones giving some defense, but light defense on him. Ali trying to drive and kicks it out to Sadler with a long three. That's going to be off the front of the rim. Hit to Milosevic. Kind of throws up a wild shot. Passmore is going to be fouled eventually, and we're going to send him back to the line with 7 seconds. So we appreciate the energy of both teams, but this one's going to go the way of Combine Academy. The Goats are going to go 19-2 and either hold or increase their number 19 ranking nationwide.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a good win for Combine Academy to move further into their year. I'm not sure. Do they play another game this weekend?
Nope. Actually, Combine doesn't. Canyon does.
Okay. So Combine's going to go on home there to North Carolina, maybe stick around for a couple games and see what they got, but just be able to take this win and then go on through their league play and their state tournament.
Yeah, Canyon actually is going to play tomorrow at 3 p.m. So those of you that are supporting Canyon Academy, you can also see them at 3 p.m. tomorrow. They will take on Western Reserve Academy, which is a boarding school actually here in Ohio that has been well known for their basketball prowess for many years. So it should be a good game. They actually have the number 1 ranked recruit in the state of Ohio at Western Reserve Academy currently. So a quick tip in falls off the mark. And that's going to be the end of the game as we take a quick synopsis of what we saw here. So 22 points for Milosevic, leading them and tied on that. The other side was Passmore with 22 as well, but much more even scoring with 19 by Felton, 17 by Jones, 13 by Walker, and then finishing up Rivers Knight had 4 and Diallo with 4 as well. So congratulations to the Combine Academy Goats. Another successful win here. And to start this Flyin to the Hoop showcase, we appreciate the effort of both teams. And thank you for joining us for this broadcast. We'll see you soon.